Alright guys, this is Mark Farrar with Not School Design, and ignore the flying fan. I guess fans can fly. What I'd like to do is just kind of look at some rough stuff here real quick, make sure that it looks good. I've got this in an illustration view without textures, because then the line work shows up really well, making it easier to read. Notice here, you'll see it as I turn around, I can close this gap, but I first kind of want to get a decision on two different styles of roof before I do that. So let's kind of take a look around. This is working out nicely here. I do need to have a fascia edge here to cover that roof from below, where it goes straight right here outside the dining room. Came up with a solution for that. But with this entry roof, I don't think it'll be too visible, and it should look pretty nice. Here, I've got a couple holes in the wall. I'll get those fixed up too. But first I want to see if the lowering of this roof works out. And it's just that window area. So this plate's set down at 7 foot. And then it's a vault. So I'll have to get that drawn probably in AutoCAD, get some true heights and stuff, and just make sure I'm good with insulation values and stuff in there. But just kind of looking to see if we're even, if we're close. Now on this end we have that big gable, and when we look at the opposite side, so here this is a 3-inch overhang all around that little bay. This is 12 inches beyond the siding, 18 inches. It's almost 12. It's kind of a weird dimension, but it's exactly 18 inches off the stud wall, just to make for easy measuring. As I come around, we've got the turret. Most of this is 612, this is 8, and this down here is 4 and some 3. There's a little bit of 3 in there. So I'm getting too close to windows. Here's a little better view of that gap that I can close off if I don't use this as a hip. And when I make this change, it's going to screw up some other parts of the roof. So I kind of need to know before I make those repairs, and it probably will screw this one up. Not sure on this one, but it may. Actually, I'd probably make these edited. I'm going to pause for a second, make those edited. That way they won't change. Okay, they were already marked as edited, so they won't change on me. So, just kind of taking a gander around. Any of these roofs that you want to change, it's time to speak up. So this is at the chimney, and just a tiny little hip. What I was talking about with the lead stuff was like this guy, make a little lead roof there, and then a lead roof here on this bay. Certainly lead up here, and that was to solve the issues that you thought you might be having getting materials. Whether or not you also make this one lead, I think is optional, and I can certainly show some different materials so we can see what it looks like. And then this portion. And I think this would be something to discuss versus what I assume would either probably be like a smoke color, a dark gray roof up here, or a green. Most green roofs that I've seen are kind of like a forest green. I don't think it'll go very well with the olive. So I think that we'd probably be looking at trying not to be green, because my kind of idea with colors is you either make them exact or you make them very different from each other. Because if they're close but not exact, then it looks like a mistake. So, but what I want to do real quick is just kind of show, I'm going to pop into the floor plan here and this is going to be really hard to see for you. Worry about visualizing this. I'm just going to take this wall and I'm going to switch it to a gable wall. Second to think it through. And then when I come back to this guy and I say build roof, and let's just do settings here. I want to build the roof planes, but I want to retain my edited, and everything should be good. And you'll see this guy right here change. Gotta see some other stuff possibly change too. Maybe in there. Ooh, this didn't do what I wanted. I went almost to a shed roof. So it's like, let's see what I've got in there for a roof setting. Oh. Gable. Okay, now it's switched to Gable. Let's try that again. Build roof. Build roof. See if I get what I want this time. Come on. I don't know why I did what I did, to be honest with you. So I'm going to pause it and fix it manually. I got this thing altered in this grayed area. You can see how it kind of, this is where it joins the turret roof. And then I'm going to bring it down to a smaller gap. Now let's take a look. Oop, from the wrong one. Base a little bit. There we go. So there's a hole in here, but that, just ignore that. I'll get this stuff repaired by building it correctly. But this is the option of just gabling this all the way through. You know, again, every time we simplify something like this, we are talking about saving some money. So I can figure this out and get that to clean up with these minor errors here, as long as you like this gable look as much or better than the hip I just had on there a moment ago. And so you can get back to me on rough preference, maybe even speak to Shay or whomever. And like I said, this roof here, this is just a product of using that build roof. And so it's trying to build a roof over this, and I just delete it. Because we're covered from the other roof, so I don't need them. And then before I just toss this fan away, I want to make sure that I don't need it somewhere. I think it probably came from the master suite, so I'll just put it back where it belongs. But at any rate, just want your thoughts on this part as far as gable versus hipping that little tiny piece, and then the rest of these roofs, their overhangs, pitches, and how it looks in general before I do the final repairs to get a nice complete looking model. Sorry it's a little jumpy, but I am working with it with the terrain. You know what? Let me try that. Now this won't look quite as natural, but I can go down terrain, and I think if I just turn off perimeter, now let's see how she rotates. That's better. So I can get around a little better. This is a big piece of actually it's not that much better. I probably have to delete the terrain and do a save as house only to make this thing run a little smoother, or I just close it and reopen it. But I'm gonna do a save as because I kind of want to save this So just going to be C5 Gable will be my save as. And then I will go back into the original and repair it correctly once I have Word back on what you'd like. Again, Mark Farrar, Not Square Design, Butte, Montana. And that's KNOT, Square Design. And let me know what you think. Thank you.